All right. Hello. We are going to dive deeper into the word power. I don't know about you, but every time I think of the word power, I think of that song. Was it Justin Bieber or Will I Am? I think the I
It
got
was
the power,
Will.i.am.
like that song. I
Yeah.
always think about that. But in color guard terms, you can still listen to that song, but it's more about the strength that you put behind something, like your piece of equipment and how that interacts with your body and versus equipment.
Yeah, I always think about this one like when you watch somebody do a toss on like weapons and they just like barely don't have enough rotation and like they're going for a five and they got like a 4.5 and you're like, oh, you just need to like push more. And it's like you really just need more power. We just I had never really connected it with that word until we started like doing this pyramid, but it's useful in all the skills. One of my
Yes.
favorite things to talk about when we're doing something like thumb flips is don't let gravity control your equipment. You know, you still have to put some energy and you have to control the power really behind the skill. And so it applies on so many levels. It's one of my favorites for sure.
I'm one of the people that like is always cleaning flag features and stuff. That's like I'm one of the people that makes things look pretty.
You're
And
one of
power
the
is one of the
one of the best people that I've ever seen clean a flag feature. Like you can eat off your flag features. You're really great at that.
yes, they are beautiful. And it's mostly because we're able to talk about things like power, because usually the these fundamental layers of what we do, if one piece is missing, that's what makes something look dirty. Like everybody knows that the planes and the checkpoints will make things look dirty, but if somebody isn't doing something with the right amount of power or tension in their body, it won't look the same, and therefore it will never be clean. So being able to talk about power in the sense of like how much, like I'm imagining like a flag going across, it affects the speed, and
I was thinking about speed too when you were speaking because we were doing cones this week. I know, crazy. We can actually be in person now, which is like a new territory because canceling WGI to now, it was just been a long road. So in person this week, it was really cool to see. We were doing cones and thinking about how both hands need to be involved in it. That like blew their minds that their power like isn't just coming from one hand, it's coming from two. So that kind of blew their minds. And as soon as that light bulb went off though, those were the best cones I've seen. So thinking about explaining it with power and strength, that's when we really saw the connection.
Yeah, I guess I connect it to an old word that I used to use being aggressive. And when you say cones, it makes me think of that because we always used to think about like hit,
Yes.
hold, and have to have like a lot of power to go from motionless to really fast motion. But I also think about that whenever I catch a piece of equipment too. It's
Yes.
one thing to have all the power to get it in the air, and it's another thing to have all of that power to get it to stop perfectly in the way that you want it to. We always used to say things like be aggressive, attack the flag, but it's really like all of the power of your muscles coming in to put a stop to the motion. So it applies in the catches as well as the releases for any sort of toss as well.
that is genius. Like,
My favorite
you know,
part
you
of all
think about catching, but that's the first time I've heard somebody talk about power in catching. So
my
Yeah.
favorite part about all of this just now was the fact that we can say power and you have to have aggression, but like what does that look like? What do you mean by aggression? What parts of your body need to move? And Rebecca did a nice job at saying that too. Like what parts of your body make that happen? So I think that is very important. You just can't say the word power. Explain how they're going to show that and with what part of their body. That was, yes, absolutely.